Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our top story this evening, floodwaters from rains over the weekend continue to be a concern for Sarasota County Emergency Management. Officials are closely monitoring a flooding situation in Venice, where families living near the Myakka River have been dealing with floodwaters for the last several days. ABC 7's Rick Adams spoke with some of the people who have been handling this problem. Rick.
Well, there is a little bit of good news with all this. The Myakka River here in Venice has crested. The bad news, though, for folks who live around here, they're still dealing with this flooding situation. For now, the kayak or other watercraft seems to be the best way to get around. Floodwaters from the Myakka River in Venice have made life very difficult for folks who live on or near South Moon Drive. Kevin Marillier now has to find a new place to live. The home he rents ended up at least a foot underwater, damaging most of his and his family's belongings.
The water came on so fast. I never had a chance to get all the kids' toys packed up. I had a lot of valuables in the garage that are underwater. I put a lot of stuff on high ground, but the water has found its way into everything.
A common routine for people dealing with these floodwaters is to use their boat, all-terrain vehicle, or their own 2 feet to get through the water to dry land where many of their vehicles are parked.
We've got the boat down there, so I was dropping off groceries to my husband in the boat, and I'm parking back on dry land and then going back home.
The Myakka River did crest early Wednesday morning. Sarasota County Emergency Management officials have raised the emergency level to a level 2, meaning flood victims will be getting access to a lot of services.
We're going to put porta potties out. We've asked the Red Cross and the Salvation Army to assist with bottled water. So we're going to have them out there.
Also, there are plans to give folks access to showers nearby because of the water issues they've encountered in their homes. Officials say emergency management crews, the fire department, and sheriff's office are going to continue to be on scene to assist.
We're just going to try to provide them some a little guidance, a little help if they need it. They're very resilient people out there.
And with better weather in the forecast, officials believe this flooding situation will improve greatly over the next day or so. Reporting from Venice, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. Nurses and other medical workers held a protest in Venice today to raise awareness about what they say is the need for adequate nursing staff in hospitals. The National Nurses Organization Committee says that Venice's hospital new CEO has a track record of not having enough nurses on staff. The committee says the hospital objected to that claim, and 3 nurses were fired for taking an overload of patients. Venice Regional sent out a statement saying those nurses at Monroe Regional, quote, failed to report to work without notice. The statement goes on to say anyone who fails to report without notice poses a challenge to staffing.
We want to make the community aware of this and also make sure that the Board of Trustees of the hospital here is aware of this.
The hospital says nursing plans are based on the number of patients and their specific needs. They also say any staff member who has a concern should speak up. 2 more deaths make the toll from Harvey now at least 23. Authorities say a husband and wife who drove their pickup truck into Harvey's floodwaters have drowned after the current from a nearby creek swept them away. The storm may be getting weaker, but the flooding continues to bring devastation to the state of Texas. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports from Houston.
The floodwaters still rising, bringing more desperation in Texas near the Louisiana border.
Every thing's gone in the whole neighborhood.
In Port Arthur, this nursing home underwater. More than 70 elderly patients stranded and soaked for 24 hours until help finally arrived.
It just breaks my heart.
In Beaumont, rescues by boat.
All my years on this earth, I've never seen anything like this.
And by Black Hawk, this woman lifted to safety wearing drenched clothes and a smile. And hard-hit Houston still buried. Though the sky is now clear here, the water keeps rising in some areas. More than 13,000 rescues here already.
I didn't realize I was
You're live
on camera. No,
You look beautiful.
no, I would have worn my wig for the occasion.
Some moments of levity and hope, along with unfathomable grief. Family members right there as 6 of their relatives killed when their van was swept away were found.
Family, I just notified them. Obviously, they are devastated, as we all are as well.
The death toll still climbing as fear of more destruction grows. At this flooded plant in Crosby, Texas, the CEO reportedly saying he expects chemicals will catch fire or explode within 6 days. The danger prompting even more evacuations. And tonight, more than 30,000 people in Texas are living in shelters, including this one. So many people showed up here wanting to help today, they had to turn away more than 2,000 volunteers. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Houston.
Another city in Texas underwater. Governor Rick Scott discussed the support Florida is providing earlier today. Florida is familiar with the wrath of hurricane season, and Governor Scott wants to do all he can to help those in need. He thanked Florida volunteer organizations responding to the devastation caused by Hurricane and Tropical Storm Harvey. Nearly 270 Florida volunteers have already deployed to Texas and Louisiana.
They've saved over 200 individuals from the floods. And we have high water vehicles, we've got boats, we've got mobile command centers over there, and they're going to do everything they can to keep people safe. We'll continue to provide whatever resources Texas needs. I know they would do the same thing if we had a disaster here.
Volunteer Florida is also coordinating the activities of 10 disaster relief organizations. Volunteer organizations are asking those who are wishing to help to donate to a recognized nonprofit organization operating in Texas. A list of those agencies may be found on mysuncoast.com. There is a link to nvoad.org. Many people in the Miami area specifically understand the power and devastation of these storms, having lived through that several times themselves. Today, some of them were packing up supplies and food and heading out to the Gulf Coast to help the flood in parts of Texas.
I think if it was us on the other side of that, we could easily be the ones on the evening news with people looking at us from a helicopter. So in that event, we all have to help each other, and we're all in this together.
The volunteers say they're bringing a boat to Houston and they don't need it back. They want someone to use it there to continue rescue missions. And days after Hurricane Harvey's initial landfall, we continue to see shocking scenes of devastation, and many are asking what they can do to help, which is why tomorrow ABC is hosting a day of giving to benefit those affected by Harvey. Throughout the day, there will be a call to action to donate to the American Red Cross, with the money raised going to benefit those most affected. If you would like to help, you can make a donation at redcross.org or by calling 1-855-999-GIVE. And now we're going to head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert forecast. Bob.
Yeah, Haley, our hearts and prayers go out to all those folks impacted by this devastating storm. And the story is tonight, it is no longer a tropical storm. It is now a tropical depression. So it has gone to the tropical depression stage as it continues to move off to the northeast. It is weakening. There are still some showers around, but nothing compared to what we saw over the past several days there. You can see that rainfall now. Light precipitation occurring over parts of northern Louisiana into Arkansas now, and over northern portions of Mississippi. For us, we had a few inland showers around. Some dry air has filtered in, and that dry air will stick around, it looks like, throughout the day tomorrow, although it is starting to thin out a bit. Currently at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, we do have clear skies, 81 degrees, and the dew point temperature is way up there. Winds are calm and the pressure at 30.06 and on the rise. Temperatures currently, the heat index, if you want to factor that in right now, it's still very warm as a result of lack of rain to cool us down. We'll have more on our forecast. We are going to get back into some storms, and we'll have an update on Irma, which is way out there in the Atlantic, which promises to be the second major hurricane of the season. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Charlotte County Sheriff's detectives need your help in searching for a wanted man. Detectives say this man stole 4 iPads from a Walmart. He also identified himself as a law enforcement officer and displayed a Charlotte County Sheriff's Office business card. The man later presented a fake receipt at the front checkout for those iPads. He was seen exiting a newer silver Chevrolet Tahoe. Detectives say the man has targeted other Walmarts in the area before. If you have information on this suspect, please contact the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. The Florida Highway Patrol is suspending a top official as part of its review into whether troopers were ordered to meet traffic ticket quotas. Officials say Chief Mark Brown will be suspended for 3 days from his job. 2 other high-ranking officials resigned this morning after a newspaper reported on an internal email that said troopers weren't writing enough tickets. The Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles spokeswoman Beth Frady says the department has now completed its investigation and there are no more moves expected. Frady says the department is going to do annual training to remind troopers that quotas are not allowed. A Florida man is receiving a hefty bill for reportedly contributing to a wildfire. The Florida Forest Service sent Brian Sparks of Bryceville a $60,000 bill to pay for the personnel and machinery used to put out a 705-acre wildfire that officials say he caused while burning old paperbacks and clutter. He also received a misdemeanor citation for failure to obtain a department permit and reckless land burning. The fire forced evacuations and damaged 8 homes. Fire crews from Nassau and neighboring counties worked with forestry workers for several days to put out that fire. Governor Scott has taken 2 more capital murder cases from a prosecutor who has stopped seeking the death penalty. Scott signed the executive orders earlier today, reassigning cases from Orlando State Attorney Aramis Ayala to a prosecutor in a neighboring district. State Attorney Brad King will handle new sentencing for Jermaine Foster, who was sentenced to death for a 1994 murder conviction. He will also prosecute Robert Cardin, who is charged with killing his mother and brother in May. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the First Alert forecast. Plus, a Penn State employee testifies amid scrutiny in a fraternity pledge's death. And the Pentagon made a statement today regarding troops in Afghanistan, what they failed to disclose in previous statements.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Bob, it just seems like the theme across all of these southeastern states lately is just flooding, flooding, flooding. And of course, the Harvey victims, it's hard to watch all of the video. It just, you think it's going to stop, and people are still facing new challenges, even in Houston, where like you said, the rain stopped.
Yeah, it stopped, but it still goes on, and it's going to go on for a long time too. Even though some of the places are receding, the water, it's still rising in some others. You just saw that in that story. Yeah, devastation. It's the worst flooding it looks like in the history of the United States, which is just pretty incredible. You think about it. This is a beautiful shot here along the Suncoast. We had a lot of these sent in to pics at mysuncoast.com. This one from Janet at Nokomis Beach. Those rays that you see there are from storms off in the distance. The sun had already gone below the horizon there, but the storms were still peaking up, so it creates these shadows in between the rays of the sun there. They're known as crepuscular rays, and a beautiful shot it was. Now, sunset out on the bay tonight from the Van Wezel webcam, showing clear skies and not much rain in the forecast today and tomorrow. Things are staying pretty dry, and it looks like as a result of this dry air that's in place, and some of that dry air to the west of Harvey continues to work its way in, so the showers are still strong in some areas, but not nearly as I said, intense as they once were just a couple of days ago, but still raining into portions of northern Louisiana, also into East Texas, so this is only going to cause more problems for us. No rain around. There were a few showers well east of the interstate, but that has since moved on, and we aren't anticipating much rain for the next 24 hours. Well, the moisture content is really diminished as a result of that dry air I showed you earlier, and as far as Harvey is concerned, it is no longer a tropical storm. It is just a tropical depression now as it heads off to the northeast. 81, it's warm, and the dew point high, making it feel all that much warmer. The high today was 89, the low was 74. Both are running about a degree below average. 20.97 inches of rainfall at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Nearing 21 inches for the entire month, well above average, obviously. 76 in Jacksonville, it's 80 in Orlando, 86 still warm in Miami, and the water temperature now warming up every day, 87 degrees now, 82 the temperature in Northport, Arcadia at 83, and Venice now at 83 degrees. The forecast for Thursday looks good. It will stay dry for the most part. There'll be a few more showers around. Most of that action will be east of the interstate, pushing off toward the east as well. Well, here's our new storm as we start to focus on the rest of the tropics. This is what we're going to be looking at now. This is Irma. It's way out there. No speculation as to what it might do 5 days from now, but here's the forecast path and track. It is forecast to become a major hurricane in about 3 days from now as a Category 3 storm pushing off to the west-southwest. You notice a little dip more toward the west-southwest later on in the forecast. That's due to a high-pressure ridge which is expected to stay to the north of it. So in about 7 to 10 days, we'll see where it will be going as far as the United States is concerned. Some of the models, like the United States model, bends it off and curves it before the Bahamas into the Atlantic, while the European keeps it more on a westerly course and has it in about 7 days near the Bahamas, but that's still too early to tell exactly where it's going to be. There's another system that the Hurricane Center is watching right here. There's a chance we could see some development over the next 4 to 5 days in the southwest portion of the Gulf of Mexico, but right now that is not a big concern at this point, and this continues to push off to the northeast, and it will continue to weaken as it does so. Water temperatures remain very warm in the Gulf with the exception of where Harvey has been. It has cooled things down there into the upper 70s to low 80s. For boaters tomorrow, seas will be running 2 to 3 feet out there, a light chop in the bays and inland waters. Tides upcoming, low tide at 216 and a high at 758. Sunrise will be at 709. Mostly fair, warm tonight, 78 for your low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, another warm day, but dry at least. And the extended forecast, though, is calling for a little bit better chance for showers and storms as we head into Friday and into the weekend. Labor Day, just a 40% chance for those scattered late-day storms. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Encouraging news for many students and their parents. Republicans in the Florida Senate are moving forward on a plan to boost financial aid for college students. The bill filed today would require the state to permanently cover 75% to 100% of all tuition costs for top high school students who attend a Florida university or college. If it passes, it would help 94,000 students. The Florida legislature passed a similar bill earlier this year, but Governor Rick Scott vetoed it, saying it would hurt state colleges. A Penn State employee is under scrutiny in connection with a fraternity pledge's death. Live-in fraternity advisor Tim Bream appeared in court today. Defense attorneys say Bream may have had knowledge of the Beta Theta Pi house party in February, where 19-year-old pledge Tim Piazza became intoxicated and died. They say Bream may have also told fraternity brothers to delete text messages to try to cover up the accident. Bream testified he did not approve any alcohol obstacles obstacle course and that he was not in the house after 11 p.m. the night of the party. Bream is not charged with anything at this point. However, 18 fraternity brothers are facing charges, including involuntary manslaughter and tampering with evidence. The Pentagon revealed earlier today there are about 2,600 more U.S. troops in Afghanistan than had been officially disclosed. They said the change is mostly the result of the military now counting troops deployed for short durations, usually fewer than 180 days. The total number of U.S. forces in Afghanistan is at about 11,000, up from the previously announced number of 8,400. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what all the kids will be Snapchatting about tomorrow. Do you have people come up to you a lot? And
now, enough time's gone by where, kids will come up to me and say, hey, are you Joey's dad?
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Watch Your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. Now, sports.
The Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Kansas City Royals tonight at Kauffman Stadium. The two teams starting off slow with no one on the board during the first 2 innings, but that turns around quickly in the third. The Rays and the Royals both getting 3 runs each on the board. The Rays end up winning this one 5-3. And while the Rays were there tonight, the Astros taking on the Rangers at the Trop. The change in venue due to the devastation of Hurricane Harvey. At the bottom of the second, runners on the corners, one out. Carlos Beltran lifts a deep fly ball into the left field corner off of Andrew Kashner. Joey Gallo, though, reaches to make the catch for the out, but Gurriel scores from that play. He was on third. Astros take an early 1-0 lead. At the top of the fourth, bases loaded, one out, full count to Joey Gallo. The pitch from Dallas Keuchel ends up being just low of the strike zone, and he walks Gallo. Elvis Andrus scores from third with that bases loaded walk. Keuchel there just can't believe the call from the home plate umpire. The game is then tied 1-1, but the Rangers end up running away with it. The final score 8-1. J.J. Watt is getting his wish tonight. The preseason game between the Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboys has been canceled. The decision comes after the Texans' defensive linemen and other players push for the game not just to be moved, but also to be canceled due to the devastation and widespread flooding in Houston. Watt has been leading the charge to help fundraising efforts for storm victims.
I think it's the right decision. I think it's everybody here is obviously most concerned about their families, their friends, the city of Houston back home. So I think it's extremely important that we get home as quickly as we possibly can. I know we're all very excited to get back there and see our people, but then also to start helping.
So far, Watt's Houston Relief Fund has reached more than $7 million. The lineman's new goal is $10 million. Every time he has set a goal, he has achieved that and gone even higher. So everyone in Houston's really thanking him for all of his efforts. That's a look at sports. We'll have our lotto numbers right after this.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Just go do it. Go do it. If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Meet Chuck Norris, the sea turtle. This tenacious little guy was released earlier this week off the Florida Keys after a difficult and lengthy rehabilitation. The subadult loggerhead sea turtle, named for the actor and martial artist, was rescued in March after a severe boat strike almost killed him. Staff at the Marathon Sea Turtle Hospital say they had to pick the toughest sounding name they could because he had a lot to overcome to get better, including metal plates surgically implanted into its shell.
It's amazing what they're doing now, you know,
I mean,
to save
sea turtles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
We're looking at some pretty good weather tomorrow.
Good.
And no rain around, really. There's going to be a few showers,
Okay.
but not much, and the activity should be inland. But be prepared over the weekend. The afternoon and evening storms will be back, and they could be producing some locally heavy rainfall at times. But we'll also keep an update and give you an idea as to what Irma may do, and we'll have a lot better idea by, say, Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Right, that's what everybody's looking at now. All right, thank you, Bob. We'll see you tomorrow.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Another chance to review state plans to upgrade the Cortez Bridge onto Anna Maria Island.
We'll tell you about a public meeting and how soon a plan could affect your daily commute tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
We'll update our temporarily dry forecast and tell you when rain will return.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions?
Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.